If your battery warning light glows red at a stoplight, but instantly turns off when you touch the gas pedal, you have a specific mechanical failure. The carbon brushes inside your alternator are worn out. They are too short to make solid contact with the slip rings at low engine speeds. This is not a sensor error or a computer glitch. It is physical wear inside the charging unit. To see why this happens, you have to look at how the alternator is built. Inside the metal casing, a rotor spins to create a magnetic field. The car feeds electrical current into that spinning rotor through two small rectangular blocks made of carbon. These are the brushes. Behind each brush sits a small spring. That spring's job is to push the carbon block hard against the copper rings on the spinning shaft. Every time the shaft spins, friction scrubs a microscopic layer of carbon off the brushes. After 100,000 miles, those brushes are significantly shorter. The springs behind them extend to their limit and lose their stiffness. They can no longer shove the brush forward with enough force. This creates the symptom you see at idle. When your engine turns at 600 RPM, the rotation is smooth and slow. The weak springs cannot keep the worn brushes pressed against the copper. The brushes bounce or float just off the surface. The electrical connection breaks. The magnetic field inside the alternator collapses. Power generation drops to 0. The car's computer sees system voltage fall to 12 volts and turns on the battery light to warn you. When you rev the engine to 2000 RPM, conditions inside the case change. The rotor spins 3 times faster. The rapid rotation and vibration help the remaining brush material settle against the rings. The connection reestablishes. The alternator wakes up, voltage spikes back to 14 volts, and the dashboard light turns off. You think the problem is gone, but it is just hiding until the next red light. Prove this right now with a multimeter. You do not need expensive tools. Set your meter to the 20-volt DC scale. With the engine idling and the battery light on, touch the red probe to the positive battery terminal and the black probe to the negative. You will read battery voltage only, usually around 12.4 or 12.6 volts. The alternator is doing nothing. Keep the probes connected and reach for the throttle linkage, or ask a helper. To press the gas pedal, bring the RPM up to 2000. Watch the numbers on the screen. As the engine speeds up, that reading should jump to 13.8 or even 14.5 volts. That jump confirms the alternator works, but the internal contact points are failing at low speed. Be very careful if you decide to pull the part and test it at a store. This is a known trap. Parts store bench testers usually spin alternators at high speed to simulate highway driving. At those speeds, your worn brushes will make contact. The machine will give you a pass result. You will waste hours reinstalling a bad unit, only to see the light come back on at the first intersection. Trust your multimeter test. Over the bench test, you have 2 ways to fix this. The standard route is replacing the entire alternator. This is the safest bet for most drivers. But if you are handy, check the back of your alternator. On many designs, the brushes are mounted in a voltage regulator assembly, held on by 2 screws. You can replace just this assembly for a fraction of the price of a full unit. If you buy a whole new alternator, check the label. Match the amperage output to your factory spec. A lower amp unit will overheat and fail early. Do not drive the car like this for long. A car battery is designed to start the engine, not to run the fuel pump, radio, and headlights for minutes at a time. Every time you stop and the light comes on, you are draining the battery deep. This damages the lead plates inside. If you ignore the brush wear, you will end up buying both an alternator and a battery. Check the voltage today and plan the repair.